news that's short, sharp and shrewd.
Are you talking about the podcast or me?
Both.
Backhanded compliment.
This is Up Late with Ben Harvey. The fall from grace is complete.
The sniffer of chairs and the snapper of bras, Troy Buswell, could be going to the big house. We all knew it was going to end badly, but I don't think many of us, including him probably, thought he'd be adding wife beater to the list. The former treasurer of this state could soon join a popular club, West Australian politicians who have been to jail. He's facing 2 years behind bars after admitting he assaulted his former wife, Melissa Hankinson.
It's been like watching a slow-moving train wreck.
How did the Troy Buswell story last so long? That's the question that I'm asking. Buswell would have lasted 2 seconds in politics in 2022. He has literally had 9 political lives. In 2007, he's the deputy opposition leader. It comes out that the Triple C was looking into him over his role in the Smiths Beach lobbying scandal. He's cleared of any wrongdoing, but in 2022, that wouldn't have mattered. Being investigated is enough. Just ask Gladys Berejiklian. He's elected leader of the Libs in January 2008 and should have lost his job immediately because at his first press conference it comes out that he snapped a Labor Party staffer's bra strap as a party trick. 4 months later, he sniffs a chair recently vacated by a Liberal staffer while writhing in mock sexual pleasure. Shortly after that, fellow Liberal Katie Hodson-Thomas accuses him of making sexist remarks to her. 4 months after that, fellow Lib Murray Cowper says Buswell grabbed his nuts in what is colloquially known as a squirrel grip.
This is exactly the sort of crap the Jenkins report has called out.
Yep. Then, in 2009, as freshman state treasurer, he's busted for illegal travel expense claims. In 2010, he has that affair with Adele Carles, who's a member of the rival Greens Party, and he's also investigated for misuse of travel entitlements in the pursuit of that love affair. In December of that year, he's made Transport Minister, and a few months later it emerges he's racked up 9 traffic offences in the previous 3 years. And in 2014, while still Transport Minister, he smashes his car into parked vehicles in Subiaco after partying at a wedding.
And it's only then that his political career ends.
And only because he chose to have it ended. He resigned.
Well, that's a politician who's fallen. We saw one today who's on the rise.
Scott Morrison is finally sounding like a Prime Minister instead of Scotty from marketing.
This invasion is unjustified, it's unwarranted, it's unprovoked, and it's unacceptable.
Which is a relief because we need the grown-ups at the table at this moment in time.
An autocratic, authoritarian government that's forgotten what democracy is and what liberal democracy is.
He wasn't talking about Mark McGowan and the hard border there. Morrison is rightly urging the world not to take a backward step.
There must be consequences for Russia's actions.
Mind you, it's easy to talk tough when you're 15,000 kilometres from the action. But it's still more applaudable than the plan being put forward by the French, which was, tell us what we need to give you for you to be our friend.
Yeah, they're waving the white flag.
Shocking. Morrison is now laying down the law to the local Rusky in Canberra.
The Russian ambassador, I understand, will be coming in to see the Secretary of the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade today. We will see where this proceeds.
What's Putin's endgame?
Morrison reckons the writing's on the wall.
It's at the last stage before a full invasion, and let's hope and pray that that does not happen.
But Alexander Downer, one of this country's better foreign ministers, reckons there's no way Putin does that. It's expensive, and the Ukrainian resistance movement will keep on fighting forever. Putin is demonstrating what could happen if he's provoked as a warning to Ukraine not to join NATO or try to get into the EU, because he doesn't want Western guns on Russia's doorstep. That's something that Australia and the US and Canada can't really understand because we have entire continents to ourselves. Putin particularly doesn't want German soldiers wearing NATO badges right up in his grill, and you can understand why. That history of war informs their current foreign policy. It's why after World War II, they wanted buffer states like Poland and Czechoslovakia and Ukraine between Mother Russia and the West. How comfortable would you be if China was on our border instead of in another hemisphere.
Yeah, but it's no excuse for invading a sovereign nation.
No, but there's a genuine security issue at play that we need to be aware of. And then there's the region's history that everyone either doesn't know or forgets. An academic named Misha Zelinsky has talked about this. Ancient Russia was founded in Ukraine. It's like their Botany Bay. It was founded by a Viking king named Rurik, or however you pronounce Rurik. The Vikings made ancient Kiev the capital of Kievan Rus. This was the forerunner to modern Russia. In 1240 AD, it was sacked by the Mongols. I meant the Genghis Khan kind of Mongols there. Putin wants to restore Russia to its former glory, and some people reckon he can't do that if the country's ancient capital is in another country. All of which is no excuse for acting like a complete bully.
Because that should send a very strong message to any other bullies and thugs out there that this type of behaviour is not acceptable.
And as that other great Prime Minister of our time said,
"Since bullies only respond to strength, from now onward, I will be prepared to be much stronger."
I'm Ben Harvey. If you'd like to watch Up Late with me, Ben Harvey, search for The West Australian on YouTube.